Have you ever wondered why some people seem unshakable, moving through life with effortless strength and undeniable power? It's not luck or brute force, it's the hidden mastery of silence, peace, and self-control. Imagine unlocking the awareness to see what others miss, the calm to flow through chaos, the focus to act decisively, and the resilience to thrive under pressure. Picture balancing action with rest, harnessing inner strength, and mastering yourself so profoundly that your presence alone influences the world. What if the key to unstoppable power isn't in doing more, but in embracing stillness within? Imagine for a moment the world around you. Constant noise, flashing lights, endless chatter pulling at your attention from every side. You might think strength is about fighting through it, pushing harder, or matching that chaos with equal force. But that's where most people go wrong. True strength doesn't come from resisting the world. It comes from quieting yourself. There is a kind of power in silence that most never experience because they're too busy reacting, too busy trying to prove something or impress someone. When you learn to step back, to stop talking, to stop rushing, and to simply exist in the calm, something incredible happens. You begin to notice things you never noticed before. You see patterns in situations, the subtle shifts in people's moods, the small opportunities that others overlook. That is the kind of awareness that builds real strength. Silence doesn't mean weakness. It means control. It means mastering your impulses so that you are not tossed around by every passing thought or emotion. When your mind is silent, you are no longer a prisoner of fear, doubt, or distraction. You start to understand that strength is not about overpowering others. It's about holding yourself steady, unshaken, even when the world tries to pull you in every direction. In silence, you find clarity. Decisions that once felt overwhelming begin to make sense. You see the right path not because it shouts at you, but because it becomes undeniably clear in the quiet of your mind. Think about how much energy we waste every day on noise. The endless scrolling, the constant talking, the mental clutter that keeps us from being present. That energy, when reclaimed through silence, becomes strength. Strength to face challenges without panic. Strength to act with precision instead of reaction. Strength to endure and keep moving forward when everything else seems to collapse around you. Silence sharpens your focus. It trains your mind like a muscle, allowing you to think with intention rather than react on autopilot. And the beauty of this is that strength cultivated in stillness is sustainable. It doesn't tire like brute force. It doesn't fade like anger or aggression. It grows quietly, steadily, invisibly, until it becomes unstoppable. When you embrace silence, you discover a depth within yourself that is untouched by chaos. You realize that power is not about proving anything to anyone, but about mastering yourself. It is in these quiet moments, away from the noise, that you find your true potential. Strength born from silence is enduring, unwavering, and unstoppable. This is where your power begins, by simply learning to be still. When you embrace peace, you begin to understand what real power truly is. Most people confuse power with control over others, with the ability to dominate or force their will. But real power is far more subtle and far more profound. It comes from the quiet center within you, from a place of balance where your emotions do not dictate your actions. When your mind is at peace, you are no longer reactive. You are intentional. You can move through challenges without being shaken, respond to conflict without aggression, and make choices that align with your deepest values rather than the loudest voices around you. Peace gives you a kind of freedom that strength alone cannot provide. It allows you to act with clarity, courage, and purpose in a world that constantly tries to pull you off course. Peace is not passive. It is an active choice, a deliberate cultivation of calm in the midst of chaos. When you choose peace, you resist the urge to react impulsively, to argue, to lash out, or to seek validation. You allow yourself to listen, to observe, and to understand. This is where true power begins. Power does not shout. It does not demand attention. It moves quietly, invisibly, shaping outcomes in ways others cannot see. When your inner world is calm, your actions gain a weight and precision that mere force can never achieve. Consider how often stress and agitation cloud your judgment. When you are overwhelmed, even simple decisions become difficult. Your energy is scattered, your focus fractured, and your reactions unpredictable. But peace centers you. It restores your ability to think clearly, to respond with purpose, and to act with confidence. In peace, your mind becomes like still water, reflective, clear, and able to see what others cannot. Challenges are no longer obstacles to your power. They become opportunities to exercise it. Peace also strengthens your resilience. When you are grounded, you are less susceptible to fear, doubt, and anger. You maintain control over your emotions, even in the most trying circumstances. Others may panic or crumble, but you remain steady, unshaken, and capable of creating solutions where others see only problems. This is the kind of power that endures. It is not temporary or superficial. It grows over time, fed by self-awareness, discipline, and the ability to maintain calm under pressure. The most powerful people are not those who command the loudest or dominate the room. They are those who radiate peace, who act with intention, and whose presence alone influences the world around them. When you cultivate peace within, power follows naturally. Power is not about force. It is born from peace, and it is unbreakable. When your mind is still, your awareness sharpens in ways you cannot force. Most people rush through life, reacting to every sound, every distraction, every impulse, and in doing so, they miss what is truly happening around them. Stillness, however, allows you to observe without judgment, to notice what others overlook, and to understand situations in their entirety before acting. It's in this calm observation that true insight emerges. You begin to see the patterns, the subtleties, the connections that guide your decisions with precision and confidence. Awareness born of stillness is not hurried or frantic. It is deliberate, measured, and profound. In stillness, you learn to read more than just words or actions. You read energy, intention, and possibility. You perceive opportunities that would have been invisible in noise and chaos. Your senses become attuned, your instincts honed, and your responses more aligned with the reality of each moment, rather than the projections of fear or expectation. This heightened perception is not something that can be bought or borrowed. It is cultivated through patience, practice, and the willingness to embrace silence when the world demands constant motion. Stillness also gives you control. When your mind is calm, you are not a puppet of your impulses or the chaos around you. You are free to act deliberately, to choose your responses rather than react instinctively. This is where power is rooted, not in the loudest voice, the strongest punch, or the fastest action, but in the ability to act from a place of complete awareness and clarity. Decisions made in this state carry weight because they are informed, intentional, and unshaken by external noise. The world often mistakes busyness for progress, urgency for effectiveness, and noise for insight. Yet the most profound strength lies in the ability to pause, to reflect, and to observe. Stillness allows you to move through life like water, adaptive, responsive, and fluid rather than crashing against every obstacle without direction. When you cultivate this level of awareness, every movement you make, every decision you take, and every interaction you have becomes more meaningful and more powerful. In the quiet of your mind, you discover clarity, precision, and the unshakable confidence that comes from truly knowing yourself and your environment. Awareness born of stillness is the foundation of mastery, the edge that sets you apart, and the secret to acting with both strength and wisdom. When you see clearly, you act decisively, And that is the true advantage of stillness. Strength is often misunderstood as brute force, as the ability to push harder, lift more, or dominate others. But real strength is far subtler. It is the power to remain composed when everything around you is chaotic. It is the ability to stand firm in your principles, to maintain control over your emotions, and to act with precision even under pressure. Strength without self-control is nothing more than aggression, loud and fleeting. True strength is measured not by how much you can exert outwardly, but by how much you can master inwardly. When you cultivate inner strength, you are no longer at the mercy of circumstances or other people's opinions. Challenges no longer intimidate you because your foundation is solid. You can face adversity without panic, endure hardship without complaint, and respond to provocation without losing yourself. That is the strength that lasts, the kind that others may notice only subtly. But it is impossible to ignore when it is exercised with intention. Self-control is the key to this kind of strength. It is the ability to pause before reacting, to choose your actions carefully, and to act not out of impulse or anger, but out of strategy and clarity. The person who can remain calm in the storm wields more power than someone who reacts violently to every disturbance. That calmness is a shield and a tool. It preserves your energy, sharpens your focus, and allows you to act with precision when the moment demands it. Strength cultivated in stillness and self-discipline is sustainable. It doesn't fatigue like brute force, it doesn't provoke resistance like aggression, and it doesn't fade under pressure. It grows quietly, steadily, and invisibly, influencing outcomes more than loud effort ever could. People may underestimate it at first, but its impact is undeniable because it is grounded in control, awareness, and inner balance. To cultivate this strength, you must train yourself to resist the impulse to react impulsively, to embrace patience, and to remain centered when chaos surrounds you. Every moment of composure, every pause before speaking, and every thoughtful decision strengthens the foundation of your character. This is the strength that empowers you to move through life with confidence, clarity, and effectiveness. True strength is not shown through force. It is demonstrated through composure, control, and the unwavering ability to stand firm in the face of any challenge. When you are at peace, your actions flow naturally, effortlessly, and without struggle. This is the essence of true mastery, moving through life like water, adaptive and responsive, rather than rigid and forced. Peace allows you to enter a state of flow, where timing, intuition, and skill converge seamlessly. In this state, you are not overthinking, not fighting against circumstances, but moving with them, using every moment to your advantage. This is where power becomes visible, not as loud exertion, but as graceful, effective action that achieves more than brute force ever could. Flow is born in calmness because the mind and body are aligned. When you are agitated, fearful, or distracted, your energy is scattered, and your movements are clumsy, reactive, and inefficient. But when you cultivate inner peace, your focus sharpens, your reactions become precise, and your presence commands the situation without demanding it. Flow is not something you can force. It emerges naturally when your mind is clear, your emotions balanced, and your intentions aligned. This calm state allows you to respond to challenges creatively, rather than simply reacting. Problems become puzzles, obstacles become opportunities, and pressure becomes a tool rather than a threat. You begin to move with a sense of rhythm, knowing when to act, when to wait, and when to adjust. The world may rush around you, chaotic and unpredictable, but you remain fluid, adaptable, and unstoppable in your path. Peace also builds resilience. In the flow of calm action, you are less affected by failures, criticism, or unexpected outcomes. You maintain your composure, your focus, and your effectiveness. Others may falter under stress, But your tranquility allows you to see solutions where others see only problems. Your power is not loud or showy. It is steady, consistent, and undeniable. Ultimately, the ability to flow with life's challenges is a measure of true mastery. The strongest actions are not forced. They are born from a mind at peace, a heart untroubled, and a body in harmony with intention. When calmness guides your movements, your power becomes effortless, precise, and unstoppable. Mastering flow through peace is the secret to acting with both strength and elegance in every moment. Focus is born in silence. When your mind is cluttered with noise, distractions, and constant chatter, concentration becomes nearly impossible. You may try to push through it, forcing attention where it doesn't naturally exist. But that only leads to frustration and shallow results. True focus emerges when you quiet the mind, when you remove the chaos and create space for clarity. In this stillness, your attention sharpens, your perception deepens, and your ability to act with precision grows. Focus is not about trying harder. It is about creating the conditions where your mind can fully engage with what matters most. In silence, your thoughts become organized. You can prioritize without stress, make decisions without hesitation, and observe situations with full awareness. This kind of focus allows you to see beyond surface appearances, to anticipate challenges, and to recognize opportunities others overlook. It is a skill cultivated through patience, self-discipline, and the willingness to embrace quiet moments rather than constantly seeking stimulation. When you focus from a place of calm, your actions gain weight and efficiency. Every effort becomes meaningful, every decision more intentional, and every interaction more impactful. You stop wasting energy on distractions, on reactive behavior, or on the need to prove yourself. Instead, your energy flows directly toward what truly matters, and the results of your focused attention speak for themselves. Focus also strengthens resilience. When your mind is trained to remain centered, you are less likely to be derailed by external pressures, unexpected setbacks, or emotional turbulence. You maintain control over your actions and maintain clarity in your objectives, even under challenging circumstances. This is the advantage of focus born from silence. It is steady, reliable, and unshakable. In life, many are busy, but few are truly effective. Focus is what transforms busyness into progress, chaos into results, and potential into achievement. By cultivating silence within, you cultivate the power to direct your mind fully, to act decisively, and to achieve with intention rather than chance. When focus comes from stillness, every movement, every decision, and every action becomes precise and powerful. Balance between action and rest is where true power is cultivated. Too often, people equate productivity with constant motion, believing that the harder they push, the stronger they become. But without pause, without reflection, energy is wasted, clarity is lost, and strength diminishes. Action alone cannot create mastery. It must be paired with moments of stillness, where the mind, body, and spirit recover, process, and grow. In these quiet intervals, insights emerge, strategies form, and the foundation of sustained power is built. Rest is not weakness. It is a necessary component of strength. Just as a river flows more powerfully when it is unblocked and steady, so too does your energy amplify when balanced with calm. When you alternate action with reflection, effort with stillness, you achieve a rhythm that maximizes both effectiveness and endurance. Life's challenges become less daunting. Creativity flows more freely, and your capacity to respond with precision increases. Balance also teaches patience and timing. Acting without rest leads to impulsive decisions, mistakes, and burnout. Rest without action leads to stagnation and missed opportunities. But when the two are harmonized, every effort becomes deliberate, every move purposeful, and every decision informed by perspective. This harmony between doing and being is the essence of sustainable strength. It ensures that your power is not fleeting, but enduring. By embracing this balance, you also cultivate resilience. You are less likely to be overwhelmed by adversity because you have trained yourself to pace your energy, to recover, and to approach challenges with clarity. You maintain focus when action is required and clarity when reflection is needed. This equilibrium allows you to operate at your highest potential, unshaken by external pressures or internal fatigue. Ultimately, mastery is not measured by relentless motion, but by the ability to balance intensity with stillness. Power grows quietly in the pauses, and strength is reinforced in the rhythm of thoughtful action. Balance between action and rest is where true mastery begins. True mastery begins within. Before you can influence the world, you must first master yourself, your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions. Many seek strength and power externally through achievements, possessions, or recognition. But these are fleeting and easily lost. Lasting strength is internal. It is rooted in discipline, awareness, and the ability to remain centered regardless of circumstances. When you master yourself, you are no longer at the mercy of external forces, and your presence alone becomes a source of influence and stability. Self-mastery requires honesty. You must confront your fears, acknowledge your weaknesses, and take responsibility for your choices. It demands patience and perseverance, as growth is rarely immediate or comfortable. But with consistent effort, the mind becomes sharper, the spirit steadier, and the body more responsive. This internal foundation allows you to act